Welcome all to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Yougesh Patil from the Department of IT and Computer Science. Today we are going to discuss the topic for SYIT as well as SYCS. For SYIT it is for semester 3rd and for SYCS it is for semester 4th. The subject is computer networks. Today's topic is transmission media, part 1. So friends, what is transmission media and where it appears? So basically, transmission medium is nothing but a medium through which we physically transfer the data. The data may be in the form of analog signal or a digital signal. So as you can see that this transmission has been take place in physical layer. As you can see in diagram, on a sender end, through the physical layer, data has been sent to the receiver with the help of cable or air medium, and that cable or air medium will be considered as a transmission medium. Now, there are two basic types of transmission medium, that is guided and unguided. In the guided form, as you can see, it might be a twisted pair cable or coaxial cable or a fiber optic cable. In short, guided media is a wired transmission medium, and in unguided medium, as you can see, we are using free space, or we can also say this is an wireless transmission media. So basic, what is mean by guided media? As you can see, guided media, which are those that provide to conduit from one device to another. It includes twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and fiber optic cable. And today in this first part we are going to discuss these three transmission medium, that is twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and fiber optic cable. So friends, as you can see in a diagram, we have a twisted pair cable. It has one core conductor, and that conductor is covered with an insulator. This insulator, many of times a plastic material, and the core conductor, it might be made up of any metal, most probably copper. So these are the usual cable which you can see everywhere. The installation is very easy. The basic LAN or a basic mic to speaker connection we can form with the help of this cable. Many of times in telephone wires we are using this twisted pair cable. So in this we have two different types of twisted pair cable. The very first, that is unshielded twisted pair cable, and second one is an shielded twisted pair cable. So as you can see, in unshielded twisted pair cable, the copper wire or a inner core is covered with a plastic cover, and in a shielded twisted pair cable, the inner core is covered with a metal shield, and after that it has been covered with the plastic cover, which gives an extra protection for the wire. So there are few categories of unshielded twisted pair cables, like we can use it for telephone wires, T1 lines, LAN cables, etc., etc. And these are the different data rate as well. So first we have category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 5E, 6 and 7. These are the 8 basic categories of unshielded twisted pair cable, and these are the different data rate. The minimum data rate might be less than 0.12 Mbps to 600 Mbps. As you can see, shielded twisted pair cable in telephone lines which has very low bandwidth, and the shielded twisted pair cable which has been used with the help of metallic foil, and it has been accessed or used for LAN purpose. So they have maximum data rate. As you can see, we have RJ45 cable, and that has been used as an unshield twisted pair cable. For that we have unshield twisted pair cable or a connector. So as you can see, there are 8 core wires we have, which has been covered with a plastic cover. These 8 wires makes a coupling. For example, 1 2 has one coupling, 3 6 has one coupling, 4 5 has one couple, and 7 8 has one couple or one pair. So that's why it is known as a twisted pair cable. Then the next, that is coaxial cable. Friends, coaxial cable we usually see in a television lines. As you can see, the wire or a black wire which we use for a cable connection or a television connection, that has an inner core conductor which is made up of metal, usually copper wire, which is covered with a plastic insulator. Then it has an outer conductor or an extra shield for protecting the signal and giving an extra earthing for the signals, and this whole coating is covered with the hardcore plastic cover. The capacity or the different categories which we use in a coaxial cables are RG59, which having an dependence of 75 ohm. This is also known as its capacity, and usually it has been used for a cable TV network. Then we have RG58 and RG11, which having 50 ohm impedance, and usually they are used for thin Ethernet as well as thick Ethernet. Then we have a basic BNC connectors for these cables. So usually we can't use basic connector for them, because if we use basic connector, so the signal might get affected. So we use BNC connector, in which we have cables, then BNC tabs, and we connect it with a ground wire supply. So before starting the next topic, that is fiber optic cable, we have to understand the concept of the rays which are passing through the any material, or angle of reflection as well as angle of refraction. As you can see, if any material having a lens density, in that case any laser or any ray or a light is passing through that wire, which is known as an refraction, with creating a slight angle in between that, which is known as an critical angle for the refraction. But if any material having a high density or a more density, in that case the laser or a light is reflected through that surface, which is known as an angle of reflection. Most probably angle of reflection is equal to the angle of impact. So the same phenomenon has been used in a fiber optic cable. As you can see, a sender sends a data in a form of light or a lasers. That data has been transferred or shoot with a certain angle, most probably 45-degree angle, and that data is reflected with the core surface due to the heavy density cladding, and the ray continues, or a data transfer continues in the form of rays, and that has been received at the receiver end. So as you can see, the fiber optic cable has been made up of inner core surface, which is made up of fiber or a glass material, which has been covered with a high density cladding material with some color coating for a code purpose, and that coating is covered with a straightening fiber, as you can see in a diagram, which gives more strength to that wire, and that whole core or coatings has been covered with the plastic or any other hardcore material, which is known as an cable jacket. As you can see in another diagram, we have a outer jacket, then we have a one duopont for clover for the straightening or which gives a strength to the wire. After that, we have a one plastic buffer with a core cladding. We have a glass or a plastic core material, most probably which is made up of fiber. So as you can see, there are 4 different types of fiber optical cables, which is having a 50/125, 62.5/125, 100/125 and 7/125. These are the different types which having a core of 50 micrometer, 62.5 micrometer, 100 micrometer and 7 micrometer. And these wires has been used most probably for a multi-mode or a grounded index, and 7/125 it has been used for a single mode data transmission. For the basic connectivity, we use wires. We directly connect these wires with the help of any kind of tape or any other material or with the naked hand. But for connecting the fiber optic cable, what we need a SC connector and ST connector which merge with the empty RJ connector. Without that, we can't connect the fiber optic cable. If we have a cut or a broken fiber optic cable, it is very hard to connect because the micro or a fiber optic size we have already seen, it is in a micrometers. So we use specific tool. We need a trained manpower for this kind of connection. As you can see, or we differentiate these different cables. So coaxial cable and shield twisted pair or unshield twisted pair cable are much cheaper than the fiber optic cable. These have a less data transfer rate, but fiber optic cable having an highest data transfer rate, and the trained manpower for shield twisted pair cable, unshield twisted pair cable as well as coaxial cable are easily available. But for fiber optic cable, it is very hard, or we need a trained manpower for assembling as well as maintenance. So friends, thank you, and please subscribe and share and also comment on this. Take care.